After the wedding, after the marriage took place, within 2 weeks, things started changing. The person I was living with, it did not look like the same person I was talking to, and I was very confused. I started questioning, like, is this marriage? The most disturbing things that I experienced living with him was his anger issues, his rage issues, and the reason for which I never understood. He would just simply one day come and shout, and it was like yell at me. His eyes would be red, and it was like rage. It was not even anger. I tried to look out throughout the day, like, what did I do? Did I do anything wrong in the past in the past days, in the past week? Have I done anything to make him angry? But I never got any answers. When all these things were happening, I was actually I was suffering a lot internally, mentally. God was the only resort, I would say, because I could not share with anyone else, and if I shared with anyone else, he would get more angry. So if he got to know. So I just looked up to the Lord, and God has been so good. I would say He'd been so good to me. He has given me so many verses in those times. He spoke to me. He encouraged me. He tried to lift me up at that time. God gave me a verse from Isaiah, and it says, I am your husband, so you depend on me. For everything, for your provision, for your protection, for your security, safety, everything. You don't need to look to a man, don't have to look to your husband, but you look to me. I am your husband. Though I was confused at that time, but whenever I went through the struggles, God was there, like He was just there. But gradually, while all these struggles were actually going towards the peak, one fine day He just walked out of the house. I came to the college to teach, and when I came back home, I saw that he has already left. He has packed his bag, he has taken everything, and he has left. That broke me again, that shattered me once again, because as being together for at least 2.5 years, I was habitual to his presence, though it was whatever was happening in our life. I tried to contact him, his phone was not connecting. I was like, it's end, the life has ended now everything is finished. It was a very gradual process that it took around 2 years for me to come out of that depressing situation. And God has been working in me from that time. So I met with the counselor, and I wanted to ask this question to her, and she actually explained it to me, and I realized that I have forgiven him for everything that has happened in our marriage, but I can't get back to him, because reconciliation and forgiveness are two different things. Many times we are able to forgive, but we are not able to reconcile, because when we get into reconciliation, the same things will keep on repeating, and it will harm us once again. I would just say that I drew so much close to God. I drew so much dependent on God, and I felt that I don't have to fear any human, because it's only God that completes me. It's only God that I have to depend upon. It's only God ultimately who will protect me, who will lead me, and who will guide me. Suffering happens to be the most difficult phase of our life, and when I went through that suffering, I would say personally, I learned some things, mainly some things, that when you are in suffering, probably there would be nobody around you who can help you, and you will be finding yourself all alone, isolated. But there is just one person whom you can look up to, and who is still there with you even in the times of suffering, and it is God. And I started sharing about my life. After I shared, they would come up to me, especially girls, especially married women. They said that my testimony has been a blessing to them. Like they came to realize how there will be struggles in our life, but it's only God who can hold us together.